Time now for our brilliant royal masterminds, Lady Colin Campbell and Phil Dampier. And who would have thought trashing your family in public would go without consequence? Meghan Markle back in court, this time defending a defamation case from her half-sister and friend of this show, Samantha Markle. Now, Sam, a good woman, an honest woman, is accusing the runaway Duchess of trashing her reputation after being slammed as a, quote, disgusting opportunist in the infamous Oprah Winfrey interview from March 2021. It's claimed Meghan also suggested Sam cashed in on her relationship with Prince Harry, and the royal told false and malicious lies about her rags to riches royal fairy tale at the expense of her estranged family. Now, Sam's lawyer, Peter Tickton, told court that Meghan's comments had killed Sam's career. He said words are defamatory when they tend to subject one to hatred, distrust, ridicule, contempt, or disgrace, or tend to endure one in one's business or profession. In this case, we've got it all. Meanwhile, Meghan's lawyers attempting to get the case thrown out, with her brief, Michael Kump, telling the judge calling someone an opportunist is not defamatory. Opinions are not and cannot be defamatory. There's no way to determine if that's true or false. Well, I hope that's how Meghan feels next time she's trying to sue a UK newspaper, which she seems to do at regular interviews. But look, Lady C, this is a fascinating case. You're obviously in the know more than anyone. Do you think the Sussex's web of lies are finally coming back to haunt them?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. You know, the reality is there is a possibility that this case might be disallowed and it will be dismissed without prejudice, which would mean that Samantha will have the opportunity to reissue proceedings, which she will do if she has to. But the reality is whether Samantha wins or loses in court, Meghan has lost in the court of public opinion. Everybody now knows Meghan is a vicious liar, a very manipulative, nasty human being who has no compunction about destroying her beloved, her loving father and her disabled sister. And there is absolutely no way, in my opinion, that Meghan will ever be able to recover from the revelations that Samantha's lawsuit have exposed her as having possessed.
No, very strong words, and I couldn't agree more. Phil Dampier, can we just talk for a moment about Meghan's defence, her lawyer's defence? I mean, is she the biggest hypocrite in the world? And I genuinely mean that, because this is a woman who literally reads an opinion column she doesn't like and is on the phone to her lawyer Shilling saying, sue them now.
Tonight's royal discussion dives into one of the most explosive claims surrounding Meghan Markle and the growing public battle over credibility, family fractures, and reputation. As commentary from Lady Colin Campbell continues to spark debate, the bigger question is no longer just about headlines. It's about trust, image management, and whether the Sussex brand can survive continued controversy. The reason stories involving Meghan continue to attract enormous attention is because they sit at the intersection of celebrity culture, royal tradition, and modern media warfare. Unlike previous royal controversies that stayed largely within palace walls, this saga plays out in real time across interviews, documentaries, podcasts, biographies, and social media. What makes this particular discussion especially intense is that critics and supporters alike are no longer arguing over isolated incidents. They're debating a broader pattern, whether Meghan's public narrative has evolved over time in ways that create contradictions or inconsistencies.
You know, she sued the Mail on Sunday for publishing a letter that she wrote to Thomas Markle, even though she wrote the letter with the full knowledge that it was probably going to be leaked. And by the way, her friends had already leaked the contents of the letter to People magazine. And all of a sudden now she's saying, oh no, words and opinions aren't defamatory.
Yeah, good evening. I mean, I couldn't stop laughing this morning when I read what the lawyer, you showed a picture of him there, Michael Kump, we might call him Michael Kump the Chump. He told the judge, apparently, he told the judge in Florida that, quote, not every perceived slight should be litigated. I mean, talk about pot and kettle. I mean, what have they done for the last 2 years? Every single time they've had a perceived slight, they've gone running to their lawyers. And yet, as I said last week, they like dishing it out, but they don't like taking it. It's absolutely extraordinary. And he went on to say that Meghan's feelings that she grew up as an only child was simply an expression of her subjective feelings today. So it's a bit like Harry's book, really spare. Recollections may vary, as the Queen said.
Well, indeed. Indeed. I mean, Lady C, I think what's really important to point out as well is that this isn't about the money for Sam Markle. I mean, she could have sued for far, far more than $75,000. This is about actually protecting the reputation of a good family, the Markle family, who have had their name dragged through the mud for many, many years.
Yes, of course. I mean, the reality is Samantha has done what her father couldn't do because he couldn't afford to sue people. And he should rarely have sued people. But, you know, he couldn't, and also the timing wasn't right. I mean, the timing with this is not ideal, but this is not about money. This is about justice. This is about honor. This is about integrity. This is about stopping a vicious liar from traducing the reputation of decent, innocent people. This is what it's about. This is a real David and Goliath case, a fight for justice and decency to prevail over the vicious lies and the hypocrisy of really the most unconscionable public figure that we have, and brazen public figure that we have seen for many a decade. I mean, the woman is beyond belief.
That's why comments from figures like Lady Colin Campbell resonate with certain audiences. She positions herself as someone exposing what she believes mainstream outlets avoid discussing. Whether viewers agree with her or not, her commentary taps into a growing fatigue among audiences who feel they've been presented with competing versions of the truth for years. At the same time, Meghan still maintains a strong global support base. Many see her as someone unfairly targeted by traditional institutions and relentless media scrutiny. That divide is exactly why every new accusation or defense instantly becomes international news. What makes this story so compelling is that it's no longer just about royal gossip. It's become a global debate about truth, image, loyalty, power, and the modern media machine itself. The accusations may dominate today's headlines, but the real question is what...
And as we saw from the South Park episode that I played a little smidgen of at the top of the show, America is turning too, and do stay tuned in the next hour because I'm going to show you this episode which completely rips Harry and Meghan to shreds. It's just extraordinary. But look, I also want to talk, Lady C, about this bombshell post unearthed from Meghan's old blog, The Tig, that reveals she knew all about the royals 2 years before she met Harry, which seems to blow apart these claims that she had never even Googled them. So in 2014, Meghan wrote that she dreamed of being a, quote, royal rebel and not a traditional princess, all while commenting on William and Kate's wedding. So is this another proven Meghan Markle falsehood, shall we say, to add to the pile?
Well, you know, I said in my book, Meghan and Harry, The Real Story, that Meghan had studied the royals, and that not only did she indicate that in The Tig, but in her previous blog, The Working Girl or Working Actress. It was a working something, not quite sure, but we all know what she was really working, which was her talents. And the reality is that, you know, Meghan studied them. I was told that Meghan has religiously used my book, The Real Diana, as a template to be able to seduce Harry and evoke Diana's memory and pretend to be Diana Mac too. I was told this by somebody who knows Meghan very well, and who Meghan said that this is what she had done. So whether that's fair or not, that's what I was told. And certainly the parallels between what her behavior and my book are beyond coincidental.
I mean, Phil, we obviously have to put on the record that there is no evidence that Meghan studied the royals. However, some of Harry's claims now are looking a little bit far-fetched, aren't they? I mean, he really genuinely believed that Meghan had no idea about the Queen.
I'll say, Dan, I'll say Lady C's in cracking form tonight, isn't she? She really is knitting fantastic stuff. No, I don't think anyone ever believed that she didn't know anything about the royal family or had never heard of Prince Harry. I mean, this is a woman who'd worked at the US Embassy in Buenos Aires. She'd addressed the United Nations. She was a highly intelligent woman. She'd been on holiday and posed outside Buckingham Palace when she was 15. The idea that she didn't know anything about the royal family or had never heard of Prince Harry was absolutely ridiculous. And this latest thing shows that not only did she know about them, but she was already forming an opinion about it. She wanted to be a rebel and didn't like Kate, sort of thought that the hullabaloo around Kate's wedding was over the top. So she was already forming opinions long before she met Harry.
I know. It was one heck of a discovery. And of course, we're going to be keeping on this legal case. Sam Markle will be here next week too, all going to plan. So, Lady...
What happens next? Will the Sussexes eventually step away from public conflict and rebuild their image on entirely new terms? Or has the damage to credibility already become too deep to reverse? And perhaps the most important question of all, in an era where every public figure controls their own narrative, can anyone truly separate fact from branding anymore? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think public opinion on Meghan Markle has permanently changed, or could another major revelation shift everything again? And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the biggest royal stories making headlines today.